it is titled Bullshitting is Actually a Sign of Intelligence. They did a study. They say that people who have the ability and skill to bullshit their way through a conversation may actually be more intelligent. They did this whole research study. It was done by Evolutionary Psychology. It's a research journal. And what they did is they put all these people in a room and they had them say never heard of it or they know it well and understand the concept. Now, they gave them a few concepts that are real and then they gave them several that are fake. They said the 6 concepts were sexual selection theory and general relativity. Now, those are the only 2 real ones. Then they threw in stuff like subjective scaling, declarative fraction, genetic autonomy, and neural acceptance. Now, those are all made up. So if you said that you knew those subjects well, then you are asked to stand in front of a bunch of folks and explain those quote-unquote scientific theories, and then they rated whether you knew the subject or not. And they found that the people that were able to bullshit the most were the ones that they did more research on and found that they actually had really high IQs no matter what they did in school or how they were performing in life. So their intelligence was based on their ability to bullshit and trick strangers into thinking a fake scientific perspective was a real thing.
All right, so let's start with numero uno of the fake ones. Subjective scaling. Yeah.
Okay, subjective scaling.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. So what that is you the fish you catch, you subjectively decide which ones that you want to scale and you don't want to scale. The ones you don't, you throw back. All right, next one. Pop it up.
No. Subjective scaling is when you're not sure the size of a structure, but you're able to take the relative size of known structures and its proximity to judge exactly how tall it is in a 3-dimensional space.
That's what I would have said.
Jesus Christ, Wes.
Okay.
Fucking egg. Declarative fraction.
This one's the hardest one.
Yeah, so you look at a fraction and you declare whether one is bullshit and one is real. Yep. Real, not real. Declarations. And there is a declaration of an independent fraction and a non-independent fraction, just so you know.
I think you're just adding things to make it sound more convoluted.
I know. I actually feel like you're just taking the words of the actual non-specific scientific theory and just injecting them. Oh, you take a fraction, then you declare it.
You just declare it.
Show you the art of bullshitting here. All right, what's next? What do we got?
Genetic autonomy. Oh, God.
Yeah, see, this one might be a little rough. Genetic autonomy.
Well, obviously, Bigfoot is an example of genetic autonomy, for he's been living separated from all other animal species for so long that his family group, they have their genetics that are autonomous to only themselves. So in their world, there is no mental retardation or what is it when family members have sex? Even through incest, even through incest, there is no genetic anomalies. So, and that's what you get with genetic autonomy.
It's
finally
sounds
the hardest.
Sounds a little bit fishy to me, but sounds a little bit scaly to me. But go ahead.
That's like an exact perfect definition of what the only thing you could assume genetic autonomy means.
Yeah.
The definitions of those words.
And finally, neural acceptance. I feel like this one's super easy to bullshit.
Neural. Yeah. I think this has to do with aristocrats accepting you into their society. And whether or not, for instance, when Leo sat at the table of, a bunch of well-to-dos in Titanic and sat there and shot the shit and was like, I know how to butter my bread. I know where the plates are. I know where the silverware. I know what silverware to eat from. Neural acceptance. It's whether or not I can walk into a country club and rub shoulders with a bunch of aristocrats and say, hey, scallywags, get me a goddamn highball.
Just say words.
You're so far off. This is a medical term. This is when you've lost a limb and you've actually got to get a new bionic limb attached. And as they're putting the receptors into the nerve endings, it's whether your mind, your brain, will accept the new appendage. Neural acceptance.
I like that. That's good. I was gonna say it was an ancient alien mating ritual.
Ooh.
You place wreaths upon your cones, and then you touch them together. At which point you neurally accept each other's neural stuff.
You were so good.
I know. I had nothing to finish it off with. Oh, God damn it!
That's where you go into orgasm talk. That's all you had to do. You were right there.
That's true. Fuck. So close.
And then your parents walk in and they wonder where you found them. And then you say under the bed.